You will run there or be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Yeah, I'd say the only good points is on the kind of lines and acting wise is Kate O'Mara has some decent lines and is good when working off Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah,
and she's still fun when she talks to Urich. She's still fun to watch, but it doesn't make
She's trying, Sylvester McCoy's trying, and unfortunately Bonnie Langford's trying.
She tries too much.
Yeah.
Those screams are perfectly good for deafening everybody.
Yeah.
Oh god, I had to see the odd thing though, because next door they were cutting down some trees actually, so I had to turn up the volume. Every time she screamed, I had to turn down the volume, and then the next thing I had to turn it up again to hear Sylvester McCoy. There was something weird with you. It was like everybody was talking quite quiet. And then when Mel came along,
the DVD release, I guess it just enhanced the screams.
Yeah, they're like, oh, everybody loves that.
It's a memorable moment.
I mean, in some ways, you must think that maybe Mel was the reason we got such a good companion like Ace.
I guess.
Maybe, if we hadn't had Mel, we wouldn't have got Ace, and I think I prefer to have Mel for 6 stories and Ace for, the 9 that she's in.
Yeah.
Because that's better, that's better than nothing. Bring Ace back! Bring Ace back! But Ace is a different story. But yeah, it's just when they throw so they get the Doctor out of the machine because he's messing it about, and then they push the Rani in. You could see her crawling up into it to make sure she's more inside it instead of sticking out her leg to stop the door coming down. And it's let me out. Well, of course they're not gonna let you out.
No. Yeah.
It's such generic writing. It's like, are you writing for 5-year-olds?
Yeah.
Seriously, come on.
That is pretty.
Come on.
That really is.
I mean, there's one. The last decent thing I can say about this story was that they used the foot bombs, the net ankle bombs, and then they took those off, and then they used those to blow up the brain, and they tricked the Rani to kill. That was decent.
Yeah.
And that is the last good thing I have to say about this story.
There's a couple of moments. I mean, I'll talk about more about the things later, but just as a thing now, it's done because I'll just. Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to. So in episode 3, there's a couple of moments here. So there's one moment where when Mel gets paralysed, it's not through the laser thing. She gets legs.
Yeah. And then she faints. That was a really weird moment.
And then she gets the paralysed, like.
Didn't she faint earlier in the story, actually? Really horrifically. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Dodo and the Gunfighters.
Yeah.
Which is the other one
we'll get to that in a minute, actually. In many minutes.
A different podcast. Oh, God. That faint was hilarious.
Yeah. So.
Oh, no, when he picks her up, when the guy picked her off the TARDIS floor, when she fainted, when she was knocked out at the very start, you can see her obviously pull herself up with him.
Yeah.
You're limp. Your body doesn't, the muscles don't work.
There is no attention to detail in many of these scenes.
It's like rushed.
At some point, because they enter this kind of ledger hall, the Tetraps started to wander in, yet nobody initially reacts to any of that.
Yeah, they should have screams.
They just continue to be legible, Who cares?
Look, there's these bat things. There's bat. What was it? Man Bat. That was the villain Batman. The Man Bat. That's what they remind me of.
Later on, they're a bit more. Well, of course, a bit more known when they.
When they ran off, they made me laugh.
The small thing, but when the Doctor's heading towards the alien ledger pool initially, their bridge, or so to say, which they have, is literally hopscotch. Like, you can see it from above, it's not really that seen, but you can see it from above as you can see all the aliens coming in. They don't have a bridge over this lake, they have just chunks, just several chunks, one after another, which they've been crossing. Like,
Oh yeah.
why would they just connect the parts and make a bridge? Why would you make holes?
It's aesthetically pleasing,
Oh.
artistic, Conrad. You gotta
I mean,
understand. They run like I don't know, just
Like-
weirdos.
I have to say, the leisure area doesn't look alien. It doesn't look alien.
No, it looks very Earth, isn't it?
It looks like something you'd see in
Even they were boring, the aliens. I can't even remember what they were called. What were they
I
named?
haven't noted. Low
Oh yeah,
decoration.
Lake
The curse.
Lacrotrons.
Oh, whatever.
Ugh, unpronounceable.
When the alien legible, they release the insect. It's just one green dot that just swoops around a little bit and kills a guy. And then we'll come to the insects later, right at the finale, but they don't bring it up again. Like, they just release this one insect out of the metal ball, and it just flies around a little bit, and then it kills one guy, and then suddenly, right at the very end, they bring it up again. I'll talk about that when we get to the very end, but that is a stupid, stupid moment. But we'll get to that. But the fact that for an insect, they use like one green dot.
They did stuff better earlier. Even the dragonfly in the Green Death was
That
better
is
than
better.
that. At least that made me laugh.
There's something. It is actually something as opposed to a green dot, which is supposed to think is a threat and kills the guy in one hit.
The problem with this story is it's not even bad funny. You know,
No.
like some things are funny because
It's
they're
just
so bad.
frustrating.
Like in the Green Death when they kill the dragonfly with the coat. That made me laugh so hard because of the noise that the dragonfly made. But this one just, rubbish. Just, It was like first episode I was like, okay, look, I'm gonna keep my confidence up and just try and get through this paying full attention. By episode 4, I was kind of, more looking out the window than I was trying to stay constant, but I just couldn't. It was no passion behind it. It was only when there were ever special effects and the very, very ending did I kind of keep up.
I mean, I watched all of it I came in with not much expectation other than the fact that I apparently didn't like it on my first episode 1 of my first watch. And like I came in with pretty low expectations, just so that like, if it's better then props to them. But no, they met every single one of my expectations.
Yeah, so
in a bad way. So
talk about
let's go to episode 4.
And then we'll go on to the good and the
Okay, so one thing I'll say, because this is the part where they try to ramp up the plot.
Yeah.
The stakes never really entirely feel like they're there.
No, they weren't. But it was a decent plan executed badly.
Yeah, because like you don't until they do like an outright countdown. There's no tension. There's no threat, and you don't even get what the Rani's doing. And in fact, the line which they explain it in is so throwaway that if you miss it, you will just not understand anything. It's one line where they explain what's happening.
Yeah.
If you miss that, you are lost.
Like in the Christmas Invasion with the pilot fish, if you miss what the doctor says, I never understood them. If you miss the line where he says they were going to harvest my energy for years, I never got them. I always thought they worked with the cigarettes, but they weren't. They were just following, you know? You've got to be careful with these throwaway lines, because if you miss them...
Yeah. And so we'll get to this moment. All the tech traps suddenly just wander out. Just wander out the room. Just wander past everybody.
Run away.
Yeah. Abandon the base and leave it completely defenseless and head to the Carnation's leisure thing.
Leg rights.
And like they're all lined up. And they are given these leg bracelet thingies. The issue is what they do is kill them. Despite the fact that they're all standing there with guns pointed at them already. So wouldn't it just make more sense just to leave a few of these tech traps with them? Just shoot them down.
They can't eat their food, Conrad, and they've got to go back to their back cave and be lazy.
But why the point of the break? That's just a dumb third step. Like,
yeah, they're just being lazy, I guess.
What's
they didn't
the
want
point
to do it.
of having?
It's because they could kill all of them wherever they were. That's why. So, if they managed to escape, the tech traps wouldn't be able to get them. Well, obviously they would be, because the world is about.
If that's the explosive power, why not just? In fact, why couldn't the globe have been a bomb?
Yeah.
That would have been
that
for a
would've
fact.
been
Just
weird.
reveal. Oh yes, by the way, we've locked all the doors and the globe's a bomb. You betray us?
Yeah.
That thing explodes.
That was good. That would have been way more. And then they
Instead of
could
just
have
having
had
an green insect thingy appear.
But yeah, but they do the so they take away the leg things.
Yeah. Well, they take away a bit later. Because they locked the Doctor in the actually for the cliffhanger before they locked the Doctor in the thing and he starts to get infected, which is good. But they spent ages focusing on the Doctor being like in there and like shaking and bits like brain coming in, and like Mel said, actually no, just slightly before this. Sorry, I think because Mel I think is talking about how the Doctor couldn't get captured because of the Doctor could. I don't remember whether or not it was before or when he was in there, but she mentions a line about how the Doctor it couldn't happen to the Doctor because of the Doctor's character. And I guess that kind of makes sense, but that line is so weird, the way it's said.
Yeah.
It makes sense because of what happened, but first off, they're saying about it before we see the way he gets out of it. And second off, such a weird way to put it, like, the Doctor's character.
But yeah, they should have said the Doctor's mind. Because his character has just changed. That's the one thing that changes is your characteristics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and actually, as we mentioned like them referring to people and like putting on the bracelets, things and stuff. But like I noticed in that scene in particular, though it happened in the other scenes. Like another stupid thing about the tech traps is like in terms of the costume is the eye in the middle, back forth, back forth, back forth, back forth.
Oh yeah, the animatronics were over the top, weren't
it's
they?
like. What is it looking at? What is it looking at?
A tennis game.
A very fast.
It's virtual reality.
Like one of these Japanese ping pong games.
Oh no, yeah, it's more ping pong would be more
like one of these super fast.
Yeah. So they do it.
But like I have to say, throughout this entire episode about the bracelets, another thing about the bracelets. Throughout the entire episode, the Rani goes on about what will happen to their people. Like, but if they're just sitting there at leisure pool and they don't have the bracelets on from the start, nothing's going to happen to the people.
It would have been
the Rani kept talking about these repercussions about all of this. But what are the repercussions if you haven't done anything? They're just all sitting at the leisure pool, no bracelets on their leg which could instantly kill them. Had they done the bracelets from the opening moment, that would have made a heck of a lot more sense.
And it would have been a way cooler twist at the end using them against the Rani.
Yeah, but like they just threw them on at the end of this episode.
I feel they were writing this. They hadn't even, I feel like they hadn't planned out this story. I feel they were just writing it and making it up as they went along is what I get from this story. I feel very much like it's hence why so many things are come out and then forgotten, like the green bug which kills one person. It's a bit like a Negan it's a bit like Negan in The Walking Dead where it's like, you need me, you need money, I kill you!
Yeah.
And then that's it.
We'll get to it later, but it's brought up one more time.
Yeah, but it's not used.
So, actually I really like, I said there's two more things. I did like the Doctor's doing like all the random junk in order to get out of the situation. I actually found that an enjoyable way to get out of it. I did like that. And had Mel not gone, the Doctor's character, get him out of it.
Yeah.
It would have been like a great moment, but it was spoiled even that. Yeah, no. It could have been a nice moment, but it was
Mel ruined it.
Mel ruins everything.
I feel like they just write for really young kids and not older kids.
Kind of. At this point, I think that was kind of what Doctor was starting to be seen as.
But then they saved it, thank God. If this had been the last season of Doctor Who... Ugh.
I have to say, actually, this is actually, throughout this episode, the sky, the purple sky they added in, like, most of the CG is okay, but the purple sky is so blooming glaring here.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look right.
It's not terrible. But yeah, I know what you mean.
It doesn't look right at all. Especially, like, I noticed it specifically in the final episode, because, like, I know around this scene where, like, I think it's Mel and, the other alien guy, they're just running along, and it's like, the sky is purple in the background, it just looks like they just did the fill tool on Microsoft Paint. Yeah. And it's pretty much exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. The one thing which was stupid was the guy who dies at the end.
Oh no! That was so dumb.
It's like, I must stay here, but like nobody's
no
trying.
reason.
Yeah, nobody
Like-
tries to get in. If they had tech traps storming it, and he was shooting, making sure they didn't come any closer.
And they say at the end, it's so brave because he just wanted to make sure. Like, what the heck? They had it all set up, and just so it explodes. Like, why did he have to stay in there? Why? What was the point? It was supposed to be this
dumb.
emotional sacrifice, but it had no reason for it happening whatsoever. None at all. It was so dumb.
If the
There's
tech
no
traps
reason.
had been attacking, it would have made sense. If Rani had been trying to get there, would have made sense. He just needed to be doing something to hold people off,
Yeah, something.
And then, like,
I
he
have
throws away the blue water at the end, which helps their
Yeah.
civilization.
A few more points before I get to that, because I will be ripping into that. But, first off, and I noticed this right at the finale just because of the way she talks, but the Rani, especially here, is pretty much just written exactly like Anti-Alien's master.
Yeah.
Pretty much, in this story, she is pretty much written exactly like Anti-Alien's master, but just the female version.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess, yeah.
I could see it from like some of the, and actually she was directed that way. I could see because like some of the lines were kind of the more held back rage, which the Anti-Alien's master kind of, I guess, mastered in a way.
Yeah, I think at least Kate O'Mara added a bit of her into it.
A little bit, but like
thing that saved
a
it.
lot of it was just, like the way it was played, or the way it was directed, and the script. It may as well have been, like the way they did it here, may as well have just been the master.
Well, I still think that Missy should have been the Rani, and
I would agree that.
I think we will make a podcast, kind of
Well,
explaining those
I think we'll
things
talk about
later.
it more when we get to Dark Water, Death in Heaven.
I kind of want to make my own podcast about it, to be honest, using all the examples. But yeah, we'll get onto that.
Possibly.
So yeah, your last 2 points, and then we'll
and then we'll
get
talk
onto
about the very ending.
because this is
So,
getting long.
The bangle, the thing around their legs, very
Yeah.
easy to get off. Like,
Mm.
just a wire, really? Like, you would have thought they would have had, the Ryan would have had better.
Maybe she
built
didn't
it
have
up.
time because she was doing it quickly. Because it's time and the Rani.
But you've got all these tech traps that can help to build it, provided you give them the instructions. Or heck, you
But
could have
their
got.
wings, Conrad, they
you could have
restrict
got-
their arm movement.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Second off, the fact that the Rani at the ending with the tech trap that helped her the most, and then she
You're
goes,
Rick.
just expected him to explode and just outright tell him that. I'm like, can I come with you? No, you stay here. Like, do you not think like that would not have any repercussions? If the thing can get into your TARDIS so easily, and that thing knows all your plans, heck, I half expected that thing to kind of turn against her and help the Doctor, possibly. But that didn't happen. But,
Wasted opportunity.
they showed at the end that, they tied up the Rani upside down in her TARDIS and stuff.
Oh.
So how are they supposed to control it? How are the Tetrans going to know how to control the Rani's TARDIS, anyway?
What I don't like is that her TARDIS is a triangle in the middle of a rocky, field.
Well, I did know that. Why is it not changing? Like, you just
chameleon circuit
yeah,
should
why
be a
the
rock.
The chameleon circuit should work, I'd assume.
Unless she purposely made it not, which is a really stupid flaw.
Yeah, and why the heck would you make it a triangle? A glaringly obvious triangle. Like,
Square-based
it's
pyramid.
stupid. So, there's another moment when the Doctor's stopping the brain, and he's going around, like, putting all these bangles on and trying to program the thing against it. And then, like, the Doctor's doing it, and Mel stops and going, "Oh, there isn't a second to waste!" And the Doctor
Yes,
pauses for a
yes,
second,
yes.
and does nothing. And then the other alien comments or something, and it's just like he just stops. Everything just stops for a few moments.
That is a hilarious flaw. But anyway, I guess
that
we
is one of the few too bad it's good.
get on to the final point, and then we'll
Okay.
move on to good, bad, and nerdy.
Yeah.
Because we've got to wrap this.
So, yes. So the blue potion, which is another blink and you'll miss it moment, is supposed to stop the insect, which they very briefly had on earlier. And yet, they throw it away, despite the fact that this blimmin' insect can kill in one hit. It killed a guy in one hit. And yet they throw away this potion which will stop it. Because, oh man, you know...
We need to survive ourselves.
We need to solve our own challenges. Like, what? You can solve your own problems, sure. But, I mean, what's an unnatural insect brought in by the Rani? That's not your own problem.
That would have caused such a civil war between. If I was there, I would have outspoken. I'm like, great, oh well, thanks, I'm going to die now, thanks to you, thinking that we can solve our problems.
And now this blimmin' one insect's going to go around massacring us all.
They should make that as a sequel.
Insect Massacre.
Yeah, and the
it's just like a green dot flying around, knocking down aliens.
And the last person alive should be the guy who threw it away, and he should go, I regret everything.
Oh no, it'll still be thick, like, oh, we are solving our own challenges, and if we go down, we've solved them, we've failed to solve them on our own.
Actually, then it should be, oh, we can repopulate, and it's only like 2 guys left.
Oh, we can repopulate. Insect, are you single?
Yeah, 1 touch and it dies. But anyway, okay, 3 good points. I will start while Conrad thinks. So 1, I'd say that some of the CG, like the pink bubbles and the model added on top of the rock surf, is actually decently done. There's some nice, artistically there's some nice things, sets are decent as well.
I second that.
Yeah. 2, Sylvester McCoy and Kato Mara at least give it their all and go for it. 3, at least it's only 4 episodes. Shame it could have been 3 episodes like the later in the... Third good point, I guess. I guess clever twist using the bracelets against the Rani. I guess that was alright. Though, yeah, easily stopped. I was still like, oh, okay, that's alright, I guess. So yeah. So one of yours is the sets and the CG.
Yeah, the sets and the CG, I second that. Because it is quite nice at times. There's some quite nice looking things. They did put some budget towards it since it was his first story, but, I mean, not in terms of...
That drops in the next one.
Yeah. And then I would say the pulsing Doctor and the...
Oh yeah, no, that was quite nice actually.
That was quite a nice scene. And I would also say the Doctor's doing the gibberish to defeat the brain.
Oh yeah, that was decent. See, this one had good parts, just they didn't last
Very few.
They didn't last long is the problem.
Those 2 moments I think are the only good moments in the episode.
So yeah, 3 worst things. I
have quite a heck of a lot to pick from.
Yeah, but go for like the major. I'd say the major, just no plot really. It's a lot of fix this. No, there's a plot, but it's rubbish. Yeah. It's rushed. It's a lot like Black Orchid. They rushed it.
But at least that one was 2 episodes.
Yeah, this was 4. It's just dull. So that's number 1. 2 is the Tetraps. What the hell? Filmed incorrectly, executed incorrectly, and I'd say
cuddly.
I'd say 3. The Doctor's just a bit. I know, like when he runs into the Batcave and hides there, like what was he thinking? Lots of people do question. No, bad thing, Bonnie Langford.
Yeah.
Mel, not Bonnie, because I mean she was directed that way. Well, yeah. She has to say the lines that are given. If it says scream, you scream.
She's talented in other stuff, but Doctor Who wasn't really for her.
Yeah, I think she's a decent dancer or something. She's
good at dancing. She does a lot of pantomimes.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in one of these soaps? I think.
I think either Emmerdale or maybe it was Corrie.
And she's perfectly good there. Like, yeah.
But yeah,
no problem with the actress. Just
okay. Yeah, I would change it. Bad thing is Mel, not Bonnie Langford. So
for me, Mel, number 1 point. Consistent pain in my ear throughout the entire episode.
Yeah.
Second off, the really unthought through script. A lot of the dialogue doesn't work, and a lot of things are just not well thought through and not well, it just doesn't work. The script as a whole just fails to work on a massive amount of
levels.
Yes, which is how we've managed to spend an hour talking about it. And I would say probably the third thing.
Tetraps?
I'd say the kick in the teeth ending.
Oh,
With-
yeah.
Both the guy just sitting there and then it getting exploding, and then he was just staying because
To
he
make
was making sure, and the pouring away of the liquid. Like this episode, I was annoyed about, and then we get the final blimmin' kick in the teeth. Like after we've already been beaten down and beaten down and beaten down, and bruised and pulped with this awfulness, and then it just goes straight for the kick in the head.
Yeah.
Knocking out half our brains, and
Negan and Glenn. There you go. If you know Walking Dead, you know that's a beating. He smashes his head in with a baseball bat in the comics.
How pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah. So the nerdy, there's not really much. The T-Rex at the end of the Mark of Rani is completely ignored, and how like she escaped that. It's. Pip and Jane later on said that the T-Rex continued growing until it broke its neck on the ceiling of the TARDIS, which is kind of morbid. And the other thing, of course, the Doctor tries on other Doctors' clothes, the past Doctors.
I'm just gonna look quickly because I didn't actually open the page even.
Oh yeah, by the way, Bonnie Langford is now in EastEnders, is what she's in since 2015. So only recently joined it. But I think there's not much really in terms of
I'm just looking now.
nerdy.
So the concept of collecting mines, great fingers, and creating a weapon was a plot device of Sharda. Actually, it was taken pretty much from that.
Yeah. The regeneration was kind of fixed by Big Finish. With adding the kind of the final kind of small series for the Sixth Doctor, and basically it's he drove his TARDIS into the Rani's tractor beam to stop him, like the Valiard becoming existence. He does it. That's why he does it. This one was originally going to be called Strange Matter, which I think is a much better name.
Kind of, yeah.
But hey ho.
One of the story problems, and actually we did mention this, but this makes things a whole lot of sense. Actually, is that Pip and Jane Baker had no idea who would be playing the new Doctor and how to characterize him. So they just started working on it, and they had no script editors to talk with, so they just wrote. Yeah. That's why it's ended up quite how it was.
So yeah, it was kind of made up.
Colin Baker refused to come back for his role.
Yeah, because they wanted him just to like regenerate. Like, how stupid do they really think? And I wouldn't have done it either. I kind of stand by Colin because they treated him horribly. Really, they called him up by phone and told him.
Yeah,
but
it's quite annoying.
Okay, the pre-credit sequence. It's not just two. There's Castrovalva, 5 Doctors, and then the other one was Remembrance later on with the spaceship.
Yes, they did, didn't they? With the whole
with the small
not Star Wars.
Well, it's kind of the New Hope kind of thing.
Yeah.
The quarry was in Somerset was also the other thing. There's not too much else really. Just a lot of the effects. The effects afterwards. The reason why they look so good is they just had so much time to work on them.
Yeah, that's true. There's a few other things I've got here. So this is the last time a TARDIS other than Doctor was shown until the Dimensions in Time, I guess. And second off, Sylvester McCoy wears the braces over his pullover, unlike other stories, but he thought it was an injustice because it made him look like he had a beer gut. So they put it. They had it elsewhere later.
That's fair enough.
Which makes sense.
Actually, the 2014 poll held by the Doctor Who magazine ranked Time and Rani as the third worst story, behind that story was only Fear Her and then the Twin Dilemma, and that is a crime because Twin Dilemma is a lot more enjoyable than Time and the Rani. In my opinion, I generally, at least I could laugh at Twin Dilemma, and at least the scene Doctor was.
I haven't watched that episode,
Decent.
so I guess I'll see when I eventually get round to it.
Hopefully, you'll like it more.
Apparently, actually, when he said that Colin Baker refused, actually that's only partially true. He said that he actually agreed to film a sequence, so long as he was allowed to do a third full season.
Yeah.
At which point the production office never contacted him again.
That's just so rude.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that
It's stupid. Like, yeah, they should have gone with that, because at least that would have given us a bit more Colin.
So once again, he would have had to have done this season.
Yeah. Anyway,
Which might have left a bit more of a sour taste on his era. I'd
maybe.
say.
So conclusion.
That's my conclusion. Thank you very much. Nah, this story. My gosh. Nothing works. Nothing works. Pretty much. Minus a couple of small moments. But nothing really works. The dialogue is off. The story is off. The characters are off. Some of the acting's off. A lot of the plot points aren't well thought through or anything to that degree. It's just so bad. Like, I mentioned back in the Beast Below review that was the lowest point. I retake that back upon watching this. At least with Beast Below's case, like, I only managed to feel what would be equivalent to, like, a page or something worth of bad stuff. Here, I have 2.
Thing is, though, is it is double the length.
Which is true. And, like, but that doesn't exactly help it in many ways.
No, definitely not.
Because
It's even harder to get through.
yeah, exactly. It makes it even worse. Like Beast Below, you can just watch it for 40-something minutes and then, you're done. You're free. This is a long, drawn-out, painful kind of torture, only used by the cruelest of human beings. And that is why that's my rating. If I could go any lower than a 1, I would.
You can go do 0.
-1 out
So-
of 10.
0. 0 out of 10.
-1.
But then we can't go minus.
Why not?
Because it's between 0 and 10. So just give it a 0.
1 is 0 and 10. It's
No.
just the minus number of it.
No. Okay, 0 from Conrad out of 10. I'm not entirely sure what to write here when I was writing my conclusion, so I'm just going to scream like Mel does. Because that's how I feel.
Oh gosh, no!
Enter in a scream. Edit it in. So it sounds like I did it. Anyway, but in all seriousness, this story is just such a bore, which is a shame because it's Sylvester McCoy's first story. So you always look back at the start of his era, like really kind of like you don't want to touch it. The Rani is probably the best end of the classic era creation in originality of villain. a female Time Lord who does potions and stuff, but they didn't really
But
use
they're
that
better
here.
stories for her.
Better stories, but I think she was the best like creation for a recurring villain for the end of the era. But they executed it so badly when they had high stakes, but they just weren't shown. The lines are generic, the music is annoying, and Mel did generally give me a headache. I had to have some aspirin afterwards. Episode 1 is like entertaining to start with because you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, what is it? But like episodes 2, you can't keep up because you're actually having to force yourself to pay attention, which is not really your way you're supposed to watch something. It's just such a contrast. Some things in it are really good, like the CG pink balls and how the camera follows it, and that. But then some things are just so bad, like the TARDIS at the intro. Especially the tech tramps were good concept but executed badly, and the voice was what were they thinking? Absolutely, what were they thinking? I mean, I spent a long time trying to think exactly where I was going to pinpoint the score for Time and Rani, because I generally was kind of speechless on how bad it was. But I give it a 1 out of 10, and that is just because in some ways I came in expecting so little from it, and then there was surprisingly a few good parts, like the wrist scene, checking the pulse and so on, and seeing those, that it made me surprised at actually how it had a tiny bit of decency to it. That it's because I was expecting so much bad from it, that when actually something good came in, like the cut where like he was trying to disarm the orb and then it showed an explosion, but he was actually in the lab. That was like a really smart thing, but it was because I was expecting so little that the small things just kind of made me feel a bit better, unlike the Beast Below where I was expecting so much with the smilers and everything, and then that let me down so much. It's worse, I think, to expect a lot and be let down than expect little and be impressed a tiny bit. But I could easily give this a 0 out of 10.
I can see what you're
depending
saying.
on my mood.
Though I'd also I would argue that in Beast Below's case, while it is frustrating and generally, I don't think it does nearly as many things wrong as it does here. Like, I would argue in every single Doctor Who story, even some of the worst, you can find redeeming aspects somewhere. All of them, you can find redeeming aspects. I'm not even going to question every single episode. You can find redeeming aspects. Just because there's a good scene here or an okay thing here doesn't make up for how much wrong there is with this, in my eyes.
I think there was enough just to give it a 1.
That's fair.
If I was doing like points, I make it a point. I think 0.7, so it rounds up to a 1. But I don't think it's. I think that's probably like 1. I don't think I could ever give something 0 because I think people always put effort into it, but it was Pip and Jane who was just no, please don't. It's just it's because I was expecting so little from it. So when some things actually made me go, oh, actually that was not bad, it made me feel. It was like how I came into it is I think changed it. If I was expecting something like, oh wow, first story back, Seventh Doctor's first story, all excited, and then I came into it and I got that, I probably would have given it a 0. But because I've already watched this before, so I was expecting rubbish.
Yeah.
That coming into it, it wasn't as bad.
I was expecting rubbish, but it got even worse than that.
Yeah.
It was below rubbish. It was like the bit of dirt underneath the rubbish.
I guess
pick up. It's not even high enough to be put in the bin. Like, it's just one of these things that just lies on the side.
Overflowed, yeah.
Yeah, it's just way off, just in some bush somewhere.
Yeah, so tell us what you think of Time and Rani below, because this has got awfully long. If you somehow liked it, please let us know. And why, and explain it. We respect your opinion, but it's probably wrong if you like it. I check it. Everybody can have an opinion.
Of course.
But yeah, so thank you very much for listening, because I'm going to wrap this up quickly, because this has gone on for long. Part 2 of, so anyway, so thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Welcome to the new batch.
Provided my head doesn't explode.
Well, we're past it now. We're past the worst.
Yeah.
Boy!
Bye. TARDIS is struck down by lasers. The Doctor and Mel.
Improv.
The TARDIS is struck down by lasers. The Doctor and Mel are knocked to the floor unconscious. However, when the Rani inexplicably enters the TARDIS through no other means, the Doctor regenerates. And after initially engaging with the Rani in a kind of a hostile manner, the Doctor gets knocked out. The Rani injects him and makes him forget. The Doctor thinks the Rani is Mel. What could happen next? What mad shenanigans with bubbles is gonna happen as the story advances? Okay, I'll record this again.
It wasn't bad, it just wasn't perfect.
Nah.
It needs some